Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. This one is a little bit different. I'm going to be recapping my crazy Arlington regional tournament run. Super improbable. I was insanely thrown off guard with my battles and making it to top cut and just the entire experience as a whole. So I'm going to be talking about my experience, talking about some of my battles, who I played, and some of the battles that made it to the Pokemon Go live stream, which were super awesome and totally nerve-wracking, and every single bit of it was pure chaos, but I love it, and it was such a fun event. So, I need to get my sheet that has all of my battles, because they were all written down. I have them for memories, and so I will be kind of walking you guys through my first few games, and then we'll cut to the losers finals for Group A, which I was a part of, and we'll take it to the live battles. So my first game was against Bad Hand 55, super cool guy in the community. He was there for day 1 and 2, and he was kind of there to cheer me on as I played throughout the losers finals and throughout day 2. And he had a team of Frostlass, Medicham, Gfisk, Swampert, Noctowl, and Umbreon, which is the exact same team I had, except I had Shadow Abomasnow instead of Umbreon. In game 1, I brought Shadow Swampert into his Frostlass, and then he had Frostlass, or I had Frostlass and Medicham in the back. He had Umbreon and Medicham in the back. And I actually lost my very first game of this tournament. I think I let him win switch, or maybe it was close, but somehow my Frostlass got aligned with his Umbreon. Actually, I think I safe swapped my Frostlass, maybe after getting energy on Swampert or something like that. And then he had the Umbreon for my Frostlass, and then Medicham was able to clean up in the back. So I was already starting with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, because going into this tournament, I just wanted to win a game of a set and then at least pull through like 1 or 2 victories and at least not go out empty-handed. So in game 2, I switch up a little bit. He brings Umbreon in the lead with the same 3 of Umbreon, Medicham, and Frostlass, which is a core that he seemed to really like. I ended up leading Gfisk and had Shadow Swampert and Noctowl in the back. I had the Noctowl for the Medicham, and then the Shadow Swampert for like a potential Gfisk in the back, but he ran the same 3. So I think my Gfisk ended up maybe soft losing lead, and I was able to get an energy advantage on Shadow Swampert in the back. And then the core of Shadow Swampert and Noctowl is super solid because my opponent didn't have a Shadow Abomasnow in the back to counter me. And so I was able to take game 2, and then game 3, I led Shadow Swampert into Medicham, and then I had Noctowl and Gfisk in the back. My opponent had Frostlass and Shadow Swampert in the back. This game was crazy. There were a few mistakes made on both ends, but I was able to barely, narrowly beat Bad Hand and win my first round of the losers bracket. And I went on to play ChemCoop, which everybody should know if you watched the tournament stream. He ended up winning my entire group, and so we played in the second round. He swept me 2-0. He had a team of Lantern, Altaria, Medicham, Sableye, Shadow Abomasnow, and Gfisk, so he also had Shadow Abomasnow. And things did not start off great. He led his Water Gun Lantern into my Gfisk, and then he had Sableye and Gfisk in the back. I had Shadow Abomasnow and Shadow Swampert in the back. So he was able to win lead. I think I safe swapped my it probably would have been Swampert, but I think I tried to bait him with a Rock Slide, which I don't know if he shielded or not. I can't remember. But then his Gfisk was able to align to my Shadow Abomasnow, and he won game 1 pretty handedly. And then game 2, I was looking at his team: Gfisk, Shadow Abomasnow, Sableye, Medicham, Altaria, and Lantern. There's really only one Pokemon, maybe 2, that are like a guarantee to beat Frostlass, and that is Sableye and Lantern, and Gfisk wins most shield scenarios. And he brought a Sableye into my Frostlass, and so I was just like so defeated. He had a Medi in the back and a Lantern. I had a Medi and a Noctowl, so look at that. On paper, that matchup looks very unwinnable. I think at some point I safe swapped Medi or tried to take a shield. I think I took a shield advantage, brought in Noctowl, and then he just had the Lantern, and I was just so defeated. So I get swept 2-0. I go on to the losers bracket. Now it's do or die. I have to claw through 6 games to make it to top cut. And here's how it went down. Round 3, Ardoron, super cool guy. He had Lantern, Sableye, Registeel, Shadow, Abomasnow, Noctowl, and Medicham. Doesn't that sound familiar? It does. It was the team that ChemCoop had, except Reggie instead of G-Fisk. This time, I learned my lesson. My opponent also brought Lantern and Sableye and Medicham, which ChemCoop brought G-Fisk instead of Medicham. But this time, I led something a little bit more neutral. I brought my Medicham, brought Noctowl and Shadow Swampert in the back, was able to take Game 1, and then in Game 2, I was assuming, just because of sheer luck, that he would be bringing Sableye. So I brought a Shadow Swampert, again, something safe. I brought Frostlass and Noctowl in the back, kind of to cover for the potential Medicham in the back, and the Shadow Abomasnow had a little bit of play there. And funny enough, he actually brought Medicham and Shadow Abomasnow. So I was able to, I think, win the lead, and then I just got my alignment and was able to take the game. So very nice win against Ardoron. Super cool guy. He was really, really chill. We got to talk for a little bit. I think he's a native to Texas. I think he's from the San Antonio area. So super cool guy. It was awesome to meet him. And then next game, I went on to play versus Charlie, and I didn't write out his full name, but he was a battler from Mexico. He drove up 10 hours for this tournament. So, and he had a really cool team comp. He had Noctowl, Toxapex, Medicham, Lantern, Nidoqueen, and Umbreon. That was the only Nidoqueen I saw today, or I guess yesterday, since I'm recording this Sunday night. And he brought Umbreon, Toxapex, and Medicham. And I brought Frostlass, Game 1, Shadow Swampert, and G-Fisk. So, pretty tough alignment, but my G-Fisk had play in the back as long as it could stay away from the Medicham. And so what I ended up doing, I think, was taking the lead down quite a bit so I could get the Umbreon a little bit low. And then I tried to, I think, catch a move on Swampert on the Umbreon to save some energy for Frostlass in the back because it had quite a bit of play. And then he ended up bringing Medicham into Shadow Swampert, so I was very glad that I had that away from my G-Fisk because he didn't want his Toxapex getting aligned with my Swampert. So, again, I can't remember exactly how that game went. I played so many battles, and but I was able to take that game. I think Charlie seemed pretty flustered, and so he was making a lot of misplays, but it's to be expected when you're in a loser's bracket of a tournament. You know, some of those battles can be really frustrating. And then Game 2, I brought G-Fisk into Umbreon. I had Shadow Swampert and Frostlass in the back. He had Medicham and Lantern. And I think I was able to win the lead, and then I aligned my Frostlass to his Medicham and then had Shadow Swampert in the back for his Lantern, which I think was running Spark, but I can't remember exactly. So, won that game, and then really funny story, which I don't even know if I want to say, but I went on to play Quinby 1, and I think this was the losers semis. Or, no. It was the loser quarterfinals against Quinby 1, and this dude was not on something, but he was really funny. He had Registeel, Walrein, Trevenant, Altaria, Wigglytuff, and Medicham, so he had a Charmer. I had to look out for that. And Game 1, I brought Noctowl, Shadow Abomasnow, and Shadow Swampert, and he brought Reggie. Game 1, Medicham and Wigglytuff in the back. Already had bad alignment, and Shadow Swampert doesn't really want to see it either. So I stayed in the lead for a little bit, and then I think eventually swapped into my Swampert, which I'm pretty sure he answered with Medicham after long enough. But he was able to take that game pretty handily. So again, I'm in a do-or-die situation. He was kind of talking a little bit of trash to me, too. Not like trash talk, but just a little bit of like friendly banter, and I think he was trying to get into my head, but I was not with it. Game 2, he brought the Reggie again. I brought G-Fisk, so something a little bit more neutral into that lead. He no-shielded my Earthquake, so I was able to, I think, flip switch and go down a shield. And then I had Frostlass and Shadow Swampert in the back. He had Medicham and Wigglytuff. So I can't remember exactly what happened, but I think my Shadow Swampert was just able to power through the back line and take a pretty decisive game 2. So we went on to a game 3, which I didn't write down here because I didn't think it mattered, but he had, I think he ran a similar team comp. Let me think. He didn't bring Altaria. He didn't bring Trevenant. I don't know if he brought Walrein. But I was prepping for that Charmer, and he brought it. And I think what ended up happening is he had Wigglytuff in the back, and he used it as a safe swap. I brought, I think, Frostlass. Maybe I went all in on no Trevenant, which I think I did. I think I went Frostlass, Swampert, and G-Fisk. And, or maybe I went Swampert. I think I went Swampert, G-Fisk, Frostlass. And he went Reggie, Wigglytuff, and Medicham. So I was able to kind of get a really dominant matchup and get really favorable alignment and take that game as well. So at this point, I'm sitting in the losers semifinals. I am awaiting the loser of Hayleaf and I think ChemCoop, which another game that was on stream. I didn't quite get my rematch with ChemCoop. I would have if I beat Rise, and I would have if Haley beat ChemCoop, but I didn't get it. And so I was kind of bummed out about that. I really wanted another shot at revenge against ChemCoop, but he's a really cool guy, and I was impressed with his tournament run too. I think he got top 6. I can't remember where he kind of fell in that top 6 though. And then I still have another sheet somewhere. Let me check. All right, we have got the last sheet. At this point, I ran out of paper, and I had to grab something else, which is this one. What the heck? There should be another sheet of paper in here. There it is. There it is. Wow, I realized I used like 4 different sheets of paper. I did not realize. All right, losers semifinals against Hayleaf88, another very cool person, very cool player. Oh no, I had 2 left after this. Okay. Yeah, Haley's awesome. Very good battler and cool person as well. Another person that was there on day 2. And she was bringing Noctowl, Galarian Stunfisk, Lickitung, Lantern, Medicham, and Altaria. So similar-ish team comp to what Quinby had, but I think he had the Wigglytuff instead of the Lickitung, and I don't think he had Lantern either. But something like that I heard, which I don't know if is true or not, but I heard that Quinby got escorted out of the stadium because he had a flask or something, and he got snitched on. I don't know if that's true or not, but that was a little bit of the buzz that people were talking about, was that he was going to be there for day 2, but he ended up getting kicked out, which I can see. He seems like he's not really afraid of much, and if that happened, man, like, that sucks, and I feel bad, but I guess stuff happens. So, but yeah, let's get into the matchup with Hayleaf. I brought Medicham lead into her G-Fisk, which was a great lead, and then she had Noctowl, or she had Medicham and Altaria, in which I had Noctowl and Abomasnow. So I'm already basically hard team comping her. When I was waiting for my matchup with Hayleaf, because they were on stream, so this was a match where I had a lot of downtime in between, I was kind of prepping for her team. Like, I knew what she had, and I was kind of thinking, like, okay, what might be pretty good here? And at some point, a thought just randomly popped in my head to run Medicham in the lead. The only thing she really has for it are the flyers, and then the mirror. Lickitung is neutral, and then Lantern also neutral. So I thought that Medicham was pretty safe to bring in the lead. And I ended up getting the dream lead, which was G-Fisk. And at this point, I was like, okay, like, I don't think it matters what she has in the back. I think Obama and Noctowl just hard counter the rest of this team, because Abomasnow beats the Noctowl, the Lantern, and the Altaria, and then Noctowl beats the Medicham and the Lickitung, which are the only other 5 Pokemon she had. So I knew I was going to hard counter if I had a G-Fisk lead, which is exactly what happened. And I was able to take game 1 very decisively. And then in game 2, she led G-Fisk again, so she was very bold. She brought her double flyers, and I brought a Shadow Abomasnow lead with Noctowl and Medicham in the back, and she was able to pull through and take me down. So we went to a decisive game 3, and at this point you're just playing chess, right? Like, does she bring the G-Fisk again? Does she not? So in my mind, I was going to bring something to beat G-Fisk. Something that had play. So I wasn't going to bring one of my ice types, and I wasn't going to bring Noctowl, even though Noctowl has some play. So it was either Medi or Swampert, and I decided to bring the Swampert because she really, other than that Altaria, doesn't have a hard check to it. And she didn't bring it in the lead. She brought them in the back both times, so I was thinking it was very safe that she wouldn't bring a Altaria in the lead. And what do you know, she brings G-Fisk a 3rd time in a row. And she actually commented about that after the match. She said, I didn't think you were going to call that I would bring G-Fisk 3 times in a row. But if you bring it twice, you have to prep for it. And that's what I was thinking in the back of my mind. So I brought Swampert. I had a Frostlass and a Abomasnow. She had Medicham and Noctowl. So I kind of team comped her again. But that was more of a testament to making a read on the team, making a call, and it paid off. So now I'm in the loser semis. And I'm going up against PDX Dragon. And he was a really cool guy as well. I got to talk to him for a little bit. And he had Umbreon, G-Fisk, Lantern, Noctowl, Medicham, and Sableye. So you kind of see the same like 10 or 12 Pokemon over and over again, just in different team comps. And he brought G-Fisk game 1. I brought Swampert again. He had a Noctowl, or he had a Sableye and a Medicham. I had a Noctowl and a Medicham. So again, favorable alignment, and I was able to take a decisive game 1. Again, I didn't write down game 2, but I beat him in a sweep 2-0, so I was able to go up against Jay Lasker in the losers finals. And let's get to the frickin' stream. This is what you guys wanted. So I'm gonna kind of commentate over my games. Ooh, I don't know why I hear stuff twice. Oh, ads, okay. There we go. So we've got King, and oh my gosh, I can't remember the other caster's name. This is awful. They were commentating the battles. I had an extra large size shirt on because they didn't have any mediums or larges of the Play Pokemon shirts. So that's why the shirt looks huge on me. But as we can see, Jay Lasker is bringing triple water. And one thing that the casters were talking about is that what do you do if you're Jay Lasker against Trevenant? You have 3 waters, a Registeel, and a Medicham. And then the mirror. So luckily for him, I didn't bring one, but he has the Registeel and the Medicham for my Abomasnow. Other than that, Abomasnow hard beats 4 of his Pokemon. So I was keeping that in mind. I didn't really consider that he would bring Reggie and Medi every game, but I prepped for it anyway. So let's get into the battles probably in a minute or so. And I don't really think that I was thinking about the weight of this game. Since there were over 100 Pokemon Go players at this tournament, all the top 8 players won a cash prize. And so I thought that it was top 4. So I was like, okay, let's just play. I'm not worried if I make it to tomorrow or not. I just don't want to choke on stream. That was really where my headspace was at. So we do take a while to prep, but we're going to see what the first matchup is. Some of you guys have probably already seen these battles happen, so you already know what happened. But let's see. Also, the judge was really cool. So quite a neutral lead with Shadow Swampert against Azu. I was really fine with this. I would have preferably liked to win the lead, but you guys can see there's a Registeel in the back for Jay Lasker. Pretty solid against my backline. So I need some sort of alignment, so I'm going to save shields for the Glassy Swampert. And that's right, Caleb was right. Jay Lasker did lose to ChemCoop, who had the Shadow Abomasnow. So in his mind, I think he's really like, okay, I can't lose to this thing again because it beats 4 of my Pokemon. Another thing is Azu is very hard to build a team around. So, even though Jay Lasker's team makes like no sense, it was really impressive that he made it this far. He's an incredible battler too. So yeah, I go down 2 shields, and luckily, he actually makes the switch. I thought I was gonna make the switch, but no, he makes the switch. And at this point, I'm gonna build up, I think, another Hydro Cannon, or maybe I'm already at 2 Hydro Cannons, and I'm just gonna come into the Noctowl. This is gonna give me an energy lead regardless, and this Ice Punch is not gonna be doing a lot. Yeah, so I'm counting here. I know he's energy dry. He threw right away, so I'm gonna throw 5 wing attacks because Medicham wins the CMP tie against most Noctowls, and he's going to let this go because he kind of has to. Otherwise, I can get to another move. But yeah, he's got a shield advantage Registeel. Like, what the heck am I going to do? And so, I'm pausing because I have to explain this. So, you're not seeing on my screen, but they had us recording the battles. So, in the top right of the screen, there's a little tab where it's showing like a pause button, a stop recording button, and a timer for how long I've been screen recording for. That was covering the icon of the typing of the Pokemon. And it's stupid either way, but for some reason, I thought that he brought in a Lickitung. I had just previously faced one, and for some reason it was lingering in my mind. I didn't look at his team. This was not a bait. I looked at his team because you don't shield this. Like, you just don't shield a Shadow Ball here. There's no point. I really thought that a normal type Pokemon came in, and so I was like, okay, a Shadow Ball here is going to do nothing, so I'm going to throw the Sky Attack. I definitely should have confirmed, since the Registeel had 0 energy, I should have built up a little more to confirm that it was or wasn't a normal type. But yeah, that's why the announcers are like, yeah, that's kind of curious that he threw a Sky Attack. Yeah, it's because I thought that this was a Lickitung, and you're going to see a reaction from me as well. Can I skip back 10 seconds? Okay, 48:17. 48:04. Alright, y'all are going to have to rewatch a little bit. Alright, look at my face. Look at my face. So, I'm thinking normal type. Okay, cool. Yeah, I knew. I wouldn't be upset like that if it was a bait. So, yeah, I knew that I made a misplay. But luckily, it's not going to matter. So this was actually a CMP tie. I think Reggie would have won it. And it might have been smart. But yeah, here's Caleb saying that it might have been a bait opportunity. But it's a stupid bait opportunity. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I don't think it's over, but it's not looking good. And here you're going to see where Jay Lasker makes the misplay. I might outpace, but he brings in the Azu, and this is the golden win con. I'm able to just fully farm down with a Abomasnow, come out with a bunch of energy. And another thing that I just wasn't thinking about with all the nerfs is that Swampert already had a move. So I could have thrown an energy ball into the Registeel, but I just thought 2 Weather Balls was safer since he didn't have the Focus Blast yet. Yeah, Caleb's saying it's interesting. I don't know if he was really like locked into what was happening. You're a caster. Being a caster, it's so hard to pay attention to exactly what's going on. And so I thought that the double Weather Ball was a lot safer than the Energy Ball. Either play is definitely viable. But I knew at this game that no matter what I did, it was over. And that I was going to take a decisive game 1. So found the win condition with the Abomasnow, found somewhere for it to go. And as you can see, he's energy dry, so I'm fine overcharging 1 just to make sure I have the move. And I'm gonna throw the Hydro Cannon here to take game 1. So at this point, Jay Lasker already looked really nervous coming in. He was kind of covering his head. You can kind of maybe tell he might be sweating a little bit, but I tried to be as cool as I could be. Just tried to lock in, not worry about the outside forces that could get into my head. And so I'm documenting my games here, which I actually have the paper with me. Just kind of writing down his team, writing down my team, taking a good look at it, and seeing what might be good for game 2 to bring against his line of 6. Yeah, and if he brought Trevenant, he would have been in a good spot, because game 2, what I brought was Shadow Swampert, Noctowl, and Medicham. So a Trevenant in the lead would have just wrecked me. And but I was banking on no Trev because of the ice types, because of the Noctowl. And Energy Lead G-Fisk even like had some play. Also, I'm realizing this is my face reveal, so that's pretty cool. You guys get to see what I look like. So yeah, that's me. I'm a 20-year-old battler out of the Firemount, Texas area. So I didn't even have to get a B&B for this tournament. I just made a little 30-minute trek down to the Arlington Expo Center. So super cool. I was really glad they had a tournament near me. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to any more regionals this season. I was also telling a lot of people yesterday that this is a dream run for me. Like, I don't think I replicate this type of success again, but we'll see. I work. I'm doing chiropractic school. I'll be starting that in the spring, so I'm going to be really busy. So it would just be, the stars would have to align just like with this tournament. Yeah, and here's where Caleb realizes that Trevenant is just devastating against his team. Yeah, Registeel has like the second most play, and then Azu probably has the third most play against Trev. So, yeah, we have the Medicham mirror. I wrote Medicham in the back, but and I have a rank 2 Medicham that's best buddy, so he's going to be winning CMP every time. His actually, funny enough, is not a best buddy, so higher attack, he is always going to beat mine. And this is a battle where inexperience just kills me. And I'm going to pause as well to walk through my thought process here. I kind of was talking to Arrohh after the battles because he was there hanging out. He still had some battles left. And he was like, why did you not throw? But you'll see why in a second. I shield the Psychic, and I actually go for a shield bait opportunity here. And you can see he shields it. He knows he wins CMP, so this is where I try to get a little bit of an advantage. And we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, I didn't think an Ice Punch would kill. So I built up to the Psychic thinking that I would live an Ice Punch with my rank 2 Medicham. But that counter, I think, might be the difference between living an Ice Punch and not living. So even if I threw the Ice Punch one turn before he got to his Ice Punch, I feel like he would have lived with 1 HP, and then he would have just won the shields and I would have had no farm. So again, comment, see, like, run the scrims. I don't know if that's actually the case. In my Medicham is a rank 2. I don't know about Jay Lasker's, but that's why I didn't throw the Ice Punch, is because if you add up the red and the orange health with Jay Lasker, I just don't think that an Ice Punch from that range kills. But this might just be inexperience. It might be enough, and I just made a huge misplay. But this is actually going to be enough to flip the tides of the game for me. I still thought there was play because Noctowl is just Noctowl. It's like the king of 6v6. And it was going to have a huge energy advantage because it can farm all the way down. And yeah, Caleb is talking about it. He's a much more experienced battler than I am. So he is probably right. And Arrohh obviously is probably right as well. A Medicham probably would have killed anyway. But who knows? Now Noctowl with energy lead is in Zap Cannon range, so yeah, it's just tough. I do try and go for a catch on the Zap Cannon. So I counted up 5, and then he was just 1 turn away. So I think if I threw one more wing attack, it would have been much more likely for me to be able to catch. But now Registeel has a move loaded, and it's gonna be tough. So why is my drop down bar going up here? Like, I'm not sure. But yeah, so he throws the play rough. I think I shield this. Yeah. I realized Shadow Swampert is my win con. And he's still got a shield though, so I'm gonna bait him. But as you're gonna see, yeah, he's gonna let it go. This is still a close battle though. I'm not gonna be able to farm down. Yeah, I don't think I farmed down. And I was looking, I had a much more clear screen when I was watching. But this lag that you're seeing on my side was actually what I was seeing too. So, but yeah, now the Registeel throws, and I think I still need like 3 moves on Noctowl, so this game is over. And we have a decisive game 3. Yeah, Noctowl barely even has energy in the first place. So yeah, this game is over, and I know it. So I'm going to start prepping for it, game 3. And you're going to see Jay Lasker is so freaking scared of Abomasnow that I know, like, no matter what, he is bringing Registeel or Medicham, and there's a really good chance he's bringing both. So I am going to try and bring a Pokemon that can beat both or have play against both Registeel and Medicham. And that Pokemon is my MVP, Frostlass. I bring Frostlass in the lead. If you don't get debuffed by Registeel, you can actually flip, I think, the zeros. And so I bring that in the lead, just banking on no Registeel and no Lantern, which I just don't even think there's a shot in hell that he's going to bring. Azu, there's still like not a lot of play. But yeah, this might be luck, or this might just be that I made a really good read. But Jay Lasker has brought a Medicham in game 2. He has brought an Azu in game 1 in the lead. And so game 3, I'm like, okay, Frostlass might be it. I bring Abomasnow in the back because I need to bring one of the answer to his 4 Pokemon. So what I do is I'm pretty sure I run ABA Ice with Medicham in the back for the Registeel. I'm pretty sure. It's Frostlass, Medicham, and something else. Maybe Noctowl, maybe Abomasnow. But we're about to get into game 3 right now. Maybe I ran Swampert again. But yeah, I didn't bring a G-Fisk. That's really funny. He was talking about avoiding eye contact with Jay Lasker because he's curious about what he does against Trevenant. I actually, when I was walking out, Caleb was coming out of the curtains, and I was like, Caleb! And he was like, yeah, congratulations on top 8. And I got a picture of them. It was super cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, Frostlass, and then Swampert and Noctowl. Yeah, so I made a call. As you can see, he's running the same team with 3. And I caught a good lead. So I was really fine with him catching on the Azu, because I can keep alignment now because Swampert now can just Earthquake this Azu, and I win switch. And look at how much health I'm going to be able to come out with on Swampert. I know his team of 3. I'm just going to 2-shield my Swampert. Because Swampert just has so much play. I'm actually really glad in hindsight that I ran Swampert 3 times. And I'm actually going to go for a shield bait. 2 Hydros is close to killing. But yeah, I could have Earthquaked. But now I'm seeing that this thing is, yeah, in Hydro range. So he shields once. A little iffy because I think what you do is just you bank your shield advantage and you try and come in with Medi. But you could definitely tell nervous. So I think a misplay there. I obviously don't think he knows that I have Noctowl because this is the 2nd time I bring it. No, 3rd time. I brought it every game. I brought Swampert, Noctowl Core every game. Just to have coverage for the Trev and Medicham. But they're saying Jay Lasker's in a commanding spot. I don't know if he really is. You can see my face. I was like, this is amazing. This was a CMP tie. Like, this is an incredible spot. He Psychics, it kills me. My eyes are huge. And I'm going for the farm down, and he has a Registeel in the back. I had to expect it. But yeah, they're talking about how uncomfortable it is. I don't think they were looking at my facial expressions, but I'm in a good spot. The power of teamwork. Frostlass and Noctowl are just going to hold hands into the sunset with their Shadow Balls and with a big old smile on their face. Because Reggie has to get like 3 or 4 Zap Cannons off to be able to beat me with all my shields. And I get lucky with no attack drop. I would have just switched out right away if I got the attack drop. I would have banked some energy and then swapped. Because Reggie needs 2 Zap Cannons against Noctowl and a Zap Cannon against Frostlass. So he just doesn't have quite enough in the tank. Even though I'm going to probably get debuffed here, I think with all the wing attack damage, 2 sky attacks, or a sky attack is going to be lethal. So yeah, I get attack dropped and I expect that. And so he catches, and actually this loses him the game. Because what, you have one move on Reggie, you're going to have to throw it. And you're not going to be able to lock on down my Noctowl, but you kind of have to. But now you're in a sky or a Shadow Ball range. So yeah, that catch lost him the game. A game losing catch, crazy. Obviously in the moment you're like, okay, I have to make a play here. You make a play, but there's so many nerves when you're on stage. We were both so nervous. But yeah, you can see me pumping my fist. He didn't undercharge the Focus Blast on my Noctowl, and I was able to get to the Avalanche. And that locks me into the top 8. So yeah, a little bit of claps going on. I was on cloud 9. I was so shocked. But yeah, very good games, and we're gonna go into day 2. F11 here. Let's go back. Click on day 2. This day went a lot differently. Where was I? Bopper was before me. Okay, we're here. Let's go. Look at this stud. Look at this freaking shirt. I got this at $7, or for $7 at Burlington in the Grapevine Mills Mall. This shirt is so drippy. This shirt is so drippy. I love it. But yeah, a different beast. The Pokemon Go was like, all right, let's put BDR up against Rise, one of the best players in the world, and let's let him have some fun. And I was up for the challenge. Yeah, this judge on the right is such a stud, such a cool guy. I was able to talk to him before my battles against Jay Lasker, and he's so supportive. He was like, yeah, dude, ask any questions. Like, this is your first time. Like, if you got anything that you got questions about, please ask me. And he was kind of talking with us when we were team building and when they were getting word from their production and stuff. So, yeah, he's a really, really cool guy. But yeah, this is off to a really bad start. I brought the Shadow Swampert in the lead, just banking on no Trevenant. Rise brought this same line of 3 a lot yesterday, and so I think I should have prepped a little better for it. But yeah, I have Swampert and Frostlass, so a very bad team comp read by me, and I'm already lost. Frostlass already is losing. Since he shields up and lets me get to the Avalanche, I'm just going to try and hold a shield advantage. I'm praying to God that there's no Reggie in the back and that Abomasnow with the shield advantage can win. Obviously, Altaria, it's not super smart, and neither really is Swampert with the looming threat of a Abomasnow or a Frostlass. But yeah, he comes in with the Alolan Ninetales now. Our switch collects are decent, but I'm just in a tough spot. Even having glassy Pokemon, like, there's nothing I can tank a move on either, so I'm just sticking to a game plan that is a total shot in the dark, and that was that Abomasnow could sweep in the back. He's going to let the Energy Ball go through, which is going to do a lot of damage, but not going to quite be enough. They're shocked at the damage, but like, it's the play, right? So yeah, and now what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm basing my entire game plan around the fact that I am lost and I need something that Abomasnow can beat in the back. So I make a catch on Swampert here, try and Mudshot down or get him to switch out. But his switch clock isn't up. Otherwise, I think he might have switched, saved as a catch. But obviously now he's going to come in with his Trev with an energy advantage, and it's going to be looking pretty rough. So yeah, I actually thought Rise had more energy than he really did. So I throw 2 Weather Balls right away. Even though I could have thrown a Powder Snow here after the Trevenant shields. And the fact that Rise shields here, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, maybe he's weak to me in the back. But since I threw the Weather Ball here, even a Swampert would have been able to throw a Hydro Cannon before I get to an Energy Ball. So it had to be Altaria, and it wasn't Altaria. So a game 1 loss to me. I really banked on no Trevenant in the lead, and it just didn't end up paying off for me. So gonna go down 0-1. Rise isn't gonna choke a game like that, so I kind of just have to prep for game 2 now. Trying not to let the nerves get to me. Kind of seeing like how much Energy Ball is gonna do, which is about like 30%. But yeah, there's nothing I could do there, and I'm fine with it. I made a call, and Rise bested me, so yeah, both go into the drawing pads. Trying to game plan for round 2. In my head right now, every little bit of what I'm thinking is bring Swampert in the lead game 2. No matter what. Stick to your guns. I'm like 99% sure, man, is going to switch up his lead because he thinks I am. Because he had such a dominant game 1. He's probably thinking, why would BDR bring a Swampert in game 2? He's probably going to try and prep better for Trevenant. Bring maybe like the Abomasnow or the Noctowl. I think he was thinking Noctowl. I really think he was thinking Noctowl. And so you'll see what he brings game 2 in the lead. And you'll also see what he brings in the back. He brings 2 answers to Noctowl. He brings Alolan Ninetales and Registeel. He brings the same line of 3, but this time the Trevenant is in the back. And I bring Swampert, Noctowl, and Abomasnow instead of Frostlass because I can't stomach another Trev lead, so I have to prep for it better. I bring ABB is strong against a Trevenant, and it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get really crazy. I get everything I need. So gonna try and force a game 3, but we're game planning here. Yeah, they're talking about double ice. Rise actually after the match told me he was scared of double ice. His line of 3 though, like no fire types and Sylph, so it's just such a strong team. Registeel is just busted. So I was thinking there was a shadow of a chance that he would bring Registeel lead, but he actually brings Alolan Ninetales lead with Reggie in the back. So the Noctowl and Abomasnow is tough for Registeel, or is tough against Registeel. So this game, I'm really going to base my game plan around get Shadow Swampert in a really good position, align the Trevenant into one of my backline Pokemon, and just play out the battle, see what goes on. Which I did. I went ABB strong. I brought the Abomasnow and the Noctowl. Yeah, unfortunately, G-Fist doesn't really have a lot of play. Rise also told me that, well, I'm not going to spoil anything yet. And I'm not moving. Me and Rise pretty chill. Rise is used to the pressure, I think. But yeah, we have Shadow Swampert into Alolan Ninetales. In this matchup, you can't really see through my mask. I'm smiling through the whole thing. We both farm up to 2. We both CMP tie. And what I'm thinking here is, okay, Rise in his videos has talked about in this state of Pokemon Go, you can get to 2 charge moves. If you CMP to the first one, you can spam out the second one, and you can actually fast move deny. So what I'm thinking is I tap the Hydro Cannon after that Weather Ball, and I'm thinking here is like, okay, I just fast move denies Rise, so I'm in a energy lead now. But no, he also went for the same tactic, and obviously the casters are probably just thinking, okay, double CMP. But we both went for the strat where you build up to 2 CMP and try and deny on the second move to where they can't get a fast move through. And so what Rise is content with here is going down a shield and winning switch, having a lot of energy in the back for Alolan Ninetales. Really the only thing that, the only reason Rise wouldn't be able to get to 2 moves here is if I have Medi in the back, but I'm not bringing that. I'm terrified of the Trevenant. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going for an Abomasnow sweep. I stuck to the same game plan 2 times in a row, and I think Rise might have psyched himself out. But I'm totally fine getting hit with this, because if he has the same line of 3, he's coming in Reggie here. And Reggie is going to have a difficult time farming all the way down. But we're going to see what happens. I throw my first Shadow Ball. And this is going to be crazy close between if Rise is going to be able to lock on down versus if I am able to get to a Shadow Ball. And I'm deep in the red and I barely get to the Shadow Ball. I think at this point though, Noctowl is just, I mean, why would Noctowl be a catch here? Our switch clocks aren't going to be down. So he throws the Focus Blast, which I'm very lucky about. I was like, even if this is a Zap Cannon, I have to shield. It was a Focus Blast. And you're going to watch and see what I do. Energy Ball is here. And he tries to catch. And I knew, I'm like, Rise is going to go for a catch. He's not going to throw this move. And so I just keep farming. If he's going to hit me, I'm making a call. And what I should have done here, I'm pausing again. Another, 156, 48. Wait, can I go a little bit? 38, can I get there? Yes, I can. Okay. So, he would not have gotten to the move, by the way. It would have been a CMP. What I need to do here is, you see how much energy I have on the Abomasnow? I'm like 1.5 Weather Balls in. I have to undercharge. I can take a Seed Bomb. I need an undercharge to get extra energy to guarantee that I can get to an Energy Ball against this Registeel. I went through the scrims, and a Weather Ball does 16% against the Registeel, and it would have been so close. It would have been heartbreaking to lose on 1 HP. A lot of people were thinking right now, like, okay, he's got this because he can just throw a Weather Ball against the Registeel. But Dunebug was saying, oh, I hoped he would have farmed down. And Arrohh was telling me that a Weather Ball would have killed. Some of the other pros were thinking, like, I don't think a Weather Ball would have quite KO'd. Some thought they were. So I'm going to see maybe if I can reach out to Rise and see if we can do a little bit of science. But what I'm thinking is, I'm pumping my fist, dude. It's so sad. This is so sad. I had undercharge.
Wi-Fi guaranteed in every room of your...
And I don't. And so I get it low. 1, 2, and the Powder Snow kills. And now I try and get to a move. So let's see. How much is 16%? 50% right about there. So 25% right about there. Oh, that's so close. That's so close. That's so close. I still don't think it would have killed. But it would have been so freaking close. And can the ads stop, please? Thank you. Yeah, I lose. And the Noctowl don't even get a move off anyway, so even if it was 1 HP, it wouldn't have been a tie. So that's where my run ends. But I get some cool booster packs. Wait, what did she say? My heart. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm done with Twitch, dude. Okay, just pause everything. Okay. But yeah, really, really good job to Rise. This game was crazy. This is close. Yeah. I would have went for Weather Ball anyhow. Magic Basin. Yeah. Wait, let me see what chat says. The field fist up. Yeah. Somebody knew. Somebody knew. Needed to farm down. A lot of really good battlers watching these games, man. Jonathan Kelly. Oh yeah, not going to throw. Oh, I'm looking at these live too. But yeah, just didn't quite have it. Playing against Altaria in the back? No, I actually wasn't. I was playing against the Trevenant. If I just undercharged 4 bubbles. Like if I just went 7 out of the 8 little packs of ice bubbles, I would have been fine. would have drawn out of game 3, but it's still Rise. I would like to think that I wouldn't have had it, but who knows? It would have been like the craziest underdog matchup of all time. But yeah, so that's my crazy Arlington Regionals run. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown of the battles. Kind of sad that I couldn't pull through, but I wasn't even thinking I was going to make top 8, let alone like top 16. So I'm proud of myself. I might go to another regional again. I'm busy, so the next closest one in like this region of the U.S. is like Fort Wayne, Indiana. So it's just gonna be a matter of time. But anyways, if I don't get to make it to any more tournaments, it was such a pleasure meeting everybody. This community is just absolutely incredible. Arrohh, super cool guy out of Waco, and so we got to talk a lot, and he's a really cool guy. Really nice, you know, has my best interest in mind. So I'll probably be getting a little bit more like tightly knit with the community, but like this experience was just a dream. And even though I couldn't pull through on stream, I would have loved to get a game on Rise, but I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Rise ended up getting 3rd. Dunebug ended up winning the whole thing, and Bibiliciouss got 2nd. So actually, Bibiliciouss was able to lock a spot in Yokohama, Japan, along with Dunebug, and so they're going to be going to Worlds. So very, very big congratulations to both of them. Again, 2 really cool guys. Bibiliciouss out of the Sweden area, and then I can't remember where Dunebug was from, but yeah, they're going to be having a blast in Japan. Again, 2 other people I got to talk to. Dunebug is such a monster. He played dang near perfectly like the entire tournament, and he earned a spot in Worlds, as well as getting a nice cash prize and some other cool rewards. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me though. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in a later video. Probably gonna make a booster pack opening with all the packs that I got, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, gonna be trying to crank out a little bit more content since this season is in full swing and there's not like bad rotations. So yeah, I will see you guys in a later video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.